All right, 722. Terry McAdams here with us from MacTech Solutions. MacTech Solutions here in Parker Square. Terry, I know you've probably got something in mind here, but I want to ask you real quick. Big data breach that we're finding out about.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's one particular union, I forget exactly which one it is, that's come out and said that the data breach is even bigger than the federal government will admit, that every federal employee's Social Security numbers, personnel information has been hacked. From your perspective as a guy who's deeply involved in all things technology related, and I'm sure you get tons of questions about security.
Yeah.
What's your take on all this? Is it even possible that much information could have been compromised?
Well, I mean, obviously I don't have any knowledge of the structure of the database and how the civil service employee system works in that sense. But I just had a question. I was wondering if it was also the Postal Service, if that's tied into the civil service
I'm not
system.
sure about
so
that.
I don't know either. But regardless, you can take the civil service system. It is all Office of Personnel Management. That's a huge number of people that have to manage.
You're talking in the millions of employees.
It seems to me that, that's all tied into one. That's one big database. So I suppose with the appropriate privileges granted to a hacker.
Well, what are they running this crap on, a Commodore 64?
Yeah, that is exactly kind of my question, is what in the world are they doing? What led them to that point? Because I know when I was in the Air Force anyway, the information, because I wasn't an IT guy as a full-time job. I was an avionics guy, but I as a part-time part of my job, I would deal with the network and security and educate all of our users and things. So security was a big deal, but of course I wasn't on the server side. I was on the user side and protecting that. So we do rely on more and more, I think, on the people that are running that to do it. And I think we're also relying on a lot of contractors. And maybe we're not. Maybe that's what we've failed to do, is not go to a good security contractor.
There's a breakdown somewhere in between.
Obviously, something's happened. But, it is becoming a more difficult thing to do, though. I mean, that's the truth, too, is that the security is not getting easier for these guys.
Well, what else you got on your mind this morning?
Well, I just want to let you know, and we've been playing them on the radio, and we have a workshop tomorrow.
Yes.
At both at 10 and at 1. It'll be a couple hours, so I'm leaving a little time there to have some fun and learn some things. But we're going to learn about how you can take those photos that you've been collecting for all these years and actually do something with them.
Right.
I think most of us probably just collect them and have them on our phone or have them on our computer, and maybe occasionally email or post on Facebook or something like that. But let's turn it into something you can hold.
Yeah, because, people, if you're like me, you've got hundreds of photos at least, and some people probably thousands stored on your computer, on flash drives, on portable hard drives. We talked about this earlier in the week on the show, is we've got a whole generation of people right now that probably don't have an actual physical photograph.
Right.
Everything they've got's on their phone or on a computer. We'll take a call here.
Yeah, let's see what we got there.
Real quick, see what we got here. Good morning. You're on the air with Terry McAdams here on News Talk 1290 and the Rise and Shine Show.
Good morning, everyone. Terry, I appreciate you taking my call. My question is, I have an iPhone. It's an old iPhone 4. I've had it for a couple of years or so, and it's full. I can't. My usage is full, and it's. I went in there to look and see where my where my usage is most of, and it said messages, text messages and photos.
Yep.
And I've deleted 99% of all of that, and it still shows full. And a friend of mine told me that that was one of the downfalls of the iPhones, is that even though you don't see it, it's still there. You can't get rid of it. I went on to iTunes. I did a sync, tried to, get rid of that, but it's still full. What do I do?
Well, that is one of those things. There's a little bit of a hidden area that we sometimes try to figure out where that is. But the first thing you should do is hook it up to a computer and offload those or download the pictures onto the computer. Of course, you want to back up your computer after that. So if you want those photos, some phones don't have enough storage based on what we're trying to put on them. Sometimes there's also if we have the iCloud photo syncing turned on, where if you take a picture, it puts it up on iCloud. I don't know what iOS version you're running, but if you've got some time, and it's something that obviously we just have to kind of take a look at and stop by the store. We can just take a few minutes and see what we can do, but we can kind of give you the right advice. But I can tell you basically most of the time it's simply going in to iTunes and I'm sorry, not iTunes, but your photo program on your computer, whether using a Mac, it's iPhoto or Photos now, or on a PC, it's just whatever the picture Windows, whatever it is. I don't know. You can download it, but in any case, it'll pop up and offer it just like any other camera. And you download them, and then when it says to delete them from the phone, you say yes. That's going to be the first thing to do.
Now, generally, when you plug it in, it's going to recognize the device is there,
right?
And then you'll be able to select the folder where the
right. Your device, it'll be like I said. If you plugged in a digital camera, you plugged in your phone or Android, whatever. Windows and the Mac both look at that device and say, hey, there's pictures here. What do you want to do with them?
Right.
And you just need to download them and then remove them. Beyond that, there, like I said, there have been some areas that what appears to be a little hidden, but we do have to dig inside a little bit. We can take a look at that and figure out what's going on. So and also, if you'll come to the workshop tomorrow, we'll even talk a little bit more how to manage photos and things on your device.
That sounds great. I really appreciate it. You do a great job. You and your business is awesome. I've used y'all.
Well, thank you.
In the past, and I've been extremely pleased with the customer service and everything. And I just want to give a shout out to Mike. Mike, you are the man. I tell you, I would love to meet you one day. You just charge me up because you always say what I'm thinking. So,
thank you.
And I appreciate that very much. And every time I hear you, I think, go get a Mike. You're just saying the way I feel. And I'd love to meet you someday and shake your hand and tell you personally just what a great job you're doing. It's really awesome.
Hopefully we'll get that chance here someday soon. Thank you for listening, bro. Appreciate it. You too.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Do you feel like sometimes that Google's agreeing with you or knows what you're thinking? Because sometimes, I'm serious. I type one word and then it's a suggestion right there.
It learns what you go after.
It's scary a little bit.
The thing that scares me most is the ads. Mm-hmm. You'll search for, I don't know, a part for your car, an alternator. And all of a sudden, you've got 15 ads for different parts stores.
And it's also translates over to Facebook.
I know.
Facebook knows. So there's some things maybe we can talk about how to avoid some of that. But
the workshop tomorrow, you got two of them tomorrow.
Tomorrow at both at 10 a.m. to noon, and then from 1 to 3.
Okay.
Yep. And so just bring your device, your iPhone. And this is Mac oriented, okay? So and this isn't just if you have a Mac. If you're interested in getting a Mac, we want to show you what the Mac can do. And we also have, if you show up, we've got some discounts from a company called MPix that we're going to work with, and also I have some giveaways for $25 credit on for using MPix. So I was able to work with them, and they're excited to work with us. There's another one that rhymes with flutter. There has the word that rhymes with that. I'm not going to slam them too bad here.
Okay.
But, let's say flutter shy.
I gotcha.
So anyway, it rhymes with that. They didn't ever answer my email, so I guess they're just too big.
Okay.
So I didn't. But one of my photographer friends, Jessica Wood Cartwright now, she's a photographer, and she told me that MPix is a very, very good place to go. So I said, okay.
Any charge for these tomorrow?
No, totally free. We want you to come in and learn and tell your friends, and the main thing is to educate our customers on what we can do. But again, if you've never had a Mac and you want to know what it can do, especially on the photo side, and how we'll talk a little about security and that kind of stuff, but mostly it's about how to take those digital photos you've been looking at on your phone and do something with them, turn them into a puzzle, a picture book, whatever. And I think you'll have some fun, and we just come on down and go to our website, MacTech-solutions.com. It's a brand new website, by the way.
Yeah.
We're real excited about it. We've got I'm finally getting those videos up that we've been talking about, putting up for a long time, and they're there. I'm building it over time, but I'll have the new one today posted that we're doing now.
Cool.
And sign up on our Facebook page. We're at over 800 likes now. I'd like to try to push that to over 1,000.
Let's see if we can get them to 1,000 this weekend. How about that?
How about that?
Go to Facebook.com to search for MacTech Solutions. It'll pop right up for you.
There you go.
And again, if they want to reach you by phone, they do that how?
The old-fashioned way, 767-6227.
Okay.
And which, by the way, 6227 is MACS Max.
There you go. All right. And tomorrow, those classes you're going to hold are going to be at from 10 to noon, 1 to 3, MacTech Solutions here in Parker Square.
Yep.
Absolutely free. Don't miss it.
Yeah, but you do have to sign up online.
Right.
MacTech-solutions.com. The first banner thing that pops up, just click on it, and it'll take you to a sign-up page.
All right, Terry, thanks very much. 7:33. We're a little behind this morning. Your news word of the day. Focus on ag, your news and weather, and much more coming up. Your rush update as well here on News Talk 1290 and newstalk1290.com, on mobile, on your Android or your iPhone with the Radio Pup mobile app.